Happy Friday, everybody. I just realized, oh, well, that's all right. I forgot to put my earbuds on, but you should be able to hear me just fine. And so we're doing our Friday morning live, and here we are. So every Friday I do a live for photographers. We talk about inspiration, art, photography. Sometimes I have friends over. We chat about all kinds of different things. Hello, everybody coming in. So I'm going to chat a little bit while folks are coming in. I'm thinking my audio is fine. Would somebody want to pipe up and tell me, can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Is everything looking okay from where you sit? Can you hear me? I've been having a little trouble with this phone. I bought a new one, thinking it would be just, yes, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi. All good. Yay. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. I've been having some weird problems with technology. Anybody else having weird problems with technology? Because I hope I'm not the only one. See you fine, hear you fine. Audio's coming in. Yay. I'm so happy to hear that. Good sound. We love that. Good, 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 good. Okay. Yay. Hey, where are y'all from? I always ask that and hardly anybody answers, and it really bums me out because I love knowing where everybody's from. I don't know why. So pop in there. Tell me where you're from because I love knowing who I'm talking to. How's Lake Tahoe after the fire? The air is clear. Thank you for asking, by the way. The air is finally clear for the most part, especially with the weather pattern we have now because it's kind of mushing the smoke the other way. It's because it's gotten colder and we've had some precipitation. Firefighters are getting a handle on it, but it takes a while, this smoldering, and it kind of gets into things. It takes them a while to really, really put it all out. I have not yet been to any of the burn places. I'm thinking about going out today. Cape Town, South Africa. So I'm thinking about going out today to some of those areas, but I may not because I'm really hunting fall color. India. Hello, India. Oh my goodness. You guys must be staying up late. I love you so much for doing that. I just can't even take it. I just love that you all come over and visit on Fridays. I just think it's the most awesome thing. So today I am going to talk about gear because, thanks for asking about Lake Tahoe, I'm actually going to go out and shoot. I've got a couple of stashes, little fall color stashes I'm going to check out. I'm actually going on a road trip the end of this month, and we'll see more in a different area, but I'm trying to catch my favorite spots. Every year it's a little bit different, and I was just up at the summit, which is what, where I was maybe 6,200 feet. And a lot of the trees were still green. What? And then other trees are already done. So it's kind of uneven. Some years everything's really gold, super yellowy gold. This year I'm seeing a lot more oranges and reds mixed in. So go figure. I don't know if that's because of the smoke or what it is, but it's interesting. So we're going to talk about gear. While everybody's still coming in, I've got a couple of announcements and just kind of like upcoming, let's see, what have I got? I had to write them all down here because, I get to looking and seeing who's here and saying hello to everybody. And I forget what it was I was going to say. I hate it when that happens. So, I want to congratulate the winner of I just did a little giveaway this week. I thought it would be so much fun. And it was a little kind of a super simple guessing game, but I just grabbed everybody's correct answers and threw them in a random number randomizer, whatever you call those little engines. And out popped Tucker Lee. And I just sent her print off yesterday. It's just a little 8x10, but just a little splash of beautiful color and joy for the winter months ahead. And that was printed on this gorgeous Fuji pearl paper that it just makes me nuts. First frost in Scotland. Yep, we've had our first snow, well, except for the very high elevations, it's mostly melted off. Anyway, but back to my giveaway. Sent the giveaway out. Tucker Lee, that is her stage name, not her real name. I call that her stage name. It's what she uses on Instagram. So that was out, and that was so much fun. So we'll probably do some more of that in the future. I just wanted to let you all know that I'm having a 25% off sale, everything except, no, I think it's pretty much, merchandise. Not sure about merchandise, but fine art prints, yeah, merchandise is not on sale, but it's so inexpensive that, the margin is pretty narrow, I gotta say. But all the fine art is 25% off on my website, KarenHuttonArt.com. The link is in my bio, so that's for the month of October 2021. We are having 25% off sale, so go get it, go get it. Gifts and everything. Gift cards, speaking of, gift cards are coming. They're almost ready. We're going to go live here really soon with those, so you can purchase for friends. They start at $25. It's super, I love gift cards because, I don't know about you, but I have paralysis when it comes to giving gifts. And I get all freaked out because I'm like, oh my God, what if they don't like my choice? And this is what I would like, but what would they like? And how are they going to use it? I'm mental that way, so I love gift cards. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing it. So just so you know. Scotland, yes, Scotland is in the house. India is in the house. Where else did I see? I'm going to look because I freaking love this part where everybody tells me Motown, so you must be from Detroit. Okay, Cape Town, South Africa. I get so excited I stutter, right? Tampa, Florida. Woohoo! Dallas, Texas. Yeah! St. Louis. I love it. Okay, enough I'm being mental. Okay. Had plenty of coffee. I think I'll have another sip right now as we speak. Yes to coffee. So, gift cards coming soon. What else? All right. So, those of you who have not signed up on my mailing list should probably do so because we're getting ready to do some pretty cool things with our subscribers. Oh, yeah. I'm going to announce it to them soon. Just made the video for it. And so jump over to links in the bio, KarenHuttonArt.com, sign up, and you too will be invited to subscriber things. So they get discounts first, they get word on stuff first. I'm developing some fun events for them. And of course, we always have fun here on Fridays, but if you want more fun, then subscribe and win. Finally, what else? I'm going to come back to that later. So let's talk about gear. Actually, no, I'm not going to come back to that later. We'll mention it later. So my Wild Horse Connection benefit event is still going on. It's going on for the month of October. And I've been doing videos, and we visited the babies this past week. That was so much fun. Oh my God, they're adorable. So I made a bunch of goofy videos. I made a reel. There's an IGTV. All kinds of things. And the benefit that I'm doing is also in my bio. So the charity event for the Wild Horse Connection. So why am I doing this? Well, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of people that go, oh, the poor wild horses, or the poor animals, or the poor this, or the poor that, and everybody cries, poor thing. Well, these people are like, yep, they saw the need, and they put it together. They got their jam on. They got boots on the ground, and they brought everybody together, and they are doing it. They are helping the wild horses, but they're doing it in a practical way that is really fitting with these times, right? So they work with the residents, they work with the state of Nevada, they work with law enforcement to help keep the horses in their world and the people in their world, because we live right where worlds collide. It's a very different thing. BLM has nothing to do with it. This is totally a state and local volunteer operation. So volunteers have to be certified. I mean, I just learned all this recently. I'm so impressed with him. I can't even stand it. So they have to be certified. They have to be trained for rescue and for retrieval, which is never fun. They rescue babies. They get calls from all over the entire Virginia range of Nevada. And they go out and they haul horses out of ditches if they have to. And they're trained specifically to deal with wild horses, because that can be pretty dangerous, not because they want to attack you, but just because they're big and they move and they can be unexpected. So they're doing amazing work, and this benefit event is all going to them. So if you go to Karen Hutton Art charity event, links in the bio, you can see what all we're doing and see some videos and the different tiers. You can enter for $10. Enter to win cool prizes. And if you don't want a prize, that's okay. Just tell me you don't want a prize if you win. And I'll go to the next person. But it's pretty nifty, pretty slick the way we're doing it. And I really want to help. I love people who put their dreams into action. I love it when I do it. It's hard to do it. They're not doing it. Everybody works full time, and yet they do this because it's worthwhile. So I want to help them because they're doing the work. And I hope you'll jump over there and donate for like I say, for the chance to win at one of the tiers. And I'm trying to raise $2,500. So I would love your help. Share it with friends. If you know any horse lovers or any cause lovers or people who, like to help in these things, please do share. So I will now tell you that I'm going to go out photographing today. I'm very excited. And it's beautiful. Fall colors are amazing. When this live is over, we usually end it, within an hour. So it'll be about noon, and I'm going to head up the hill, and it'll be perfect because I love the light. See, here it gets dark at about, the sun sets around 6:20 p.m. So you get that low afternoon light, and you don't have, the days are a lot shorter. So you really gotta really jam. So I'm gonna jam up the hill. I've already scouted out some places, pre-scouted. I'm gonna go there because I know that the light, when it gets to be, like 1-ish, 2-ish, it starts to come through the trees in such a way that everything really lights up. And then there's a couple locations that are really better when the light is lower. So I'm going to tell you a little bit how I plan for these things because it takes some doing and it's a little anxiety provoking because you've got to really be on it. So I scout. I go out and scout. So like last night I was done with my little shoot and I drove around. I had some other locations I wanted to check out. So, it was getting dark, but I could still see, but it was just, after. Where am I going? Up the hill, up in the Tahoe area. I never tell anybody exactly where I'm going just because that's just weird. I've actually run into people who know me from social, and it's always been good. But, yeah, I just kind of like to talk about it later. Anyway, not because I'm afraid of giving up locations. It's about locations where I am in real time. That's the thing. So it's a safety issue. I hate to say that, but it is. So anyway, so the Tahoe area, and I'm looking forward to it. So I scouted last night after I was done shooting to see where I want to go today because I kind of figured out where the light is. Couldn't remember if I was still in Austin. Oh, no. I never lived in Austin. I visited Austin, but I live in the West. I live out here in the Reno, Tahoe area. So, so anyway, because I looked at these locations and you have to sort of, if you can. So like if you're new to a place, you get your ephemeris on the phone, photographer's ephemeris, or you could use Google Earth to figure out where the sun is going to be at what time. In Italy, in our last Artist Voice photography retreat, when I had to plan when to be in this incredible lake, this lake is at the bottom of a big canyon, and big canyons don't get first light, right? So first light hits the mountain and then it creeps down. So if I was going to drag everybody, out there, an hour and a half drive away to catch sunrise, what time did we really need to get up? That was the big question. So I got in Google Earth and figured out about when the light hit, so then backed it up, figure out what time we had to get there. Worked out perfectly. So hello to everybody who's just joining. Awesome to see you. Anyway, so that's how I plan, using either the ephemeris or the ephemeris is more general. It kind of more or less tells you the direction of the sun, which is helpful. And in my area, I know my areas, so I can, drive around and go, okay, so the sun's going to be, like there, and at 2 it's going to be there, so then I'm going to want to be here. So I do that whole thing. Did that last night. And even still, see, this is the funny thing about planning these shoots. I still have anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, there's another location, but it's an hour away or an hour and a half or something. So I can decide to go south and do that. I have to do either or. I hate either or. I want to do it all, right? Minnesota! Hello, Lisa from Minnesota. I know I shouldn't call out people's names. I'm sorry, but I did. Yay, you're here. It's one of my artist voice participants. She's been to France with me. Anyways, so anyway, that's how I plan. And that's how I plan. Let's see. So places that I don't know as well. Also, the other thing when I go places I don't know as well is I always internet search, fall colors in blah, blah. And I find locations. The other little sneaky thing I do is if it's a place where people do workshops, I will go and look at the workshop pages and see the photos that they post to see what the colors look like and the kinds of places. They don't tell you where they go necessarily. Some of them do, but they don't all tell you where to go. But this is how you can kind of, dial it in to figure out where you might want to go to photograph. And then think about, well, that's how they did it. Because another piece of intel that researching does is it tells you how somebody else did it. I've never used photo pills. A lot of photographers use it. I haven't. I don't know why. I just haven't. So I don't have any, I hear it's fantastic. But I haven't used it. I'm sorry. I don't have any advice on that. Anyways, so where was I? So I do all that kind of research, kind of be as sneaky and stealthy as I possibly can in a new area. In fact, I'm going to a new area for me. That's my road trip is to an area that's new to me. So, I actually found a photographer who does guiding tours as well as, workshops. So I consulted with him. I paid for an hour of his time to specifically consult with me because I have, really strict parameters and a set amount of time, and it isn't for me. I'm on the clock for this one, and it has to be right. So it's still going to be my take, and I'm doing my project with a lens not everybody uses for such a thing, but it was extremely helpful, and to just pony up and pay for the hour of time and the consultation. And so I advise that too. So a little bit of advice in planning. So for today, let's see, where shall I start? Okay. First, there's a question of carrying gear. So I have a couple ways of doing that. This is my Peak Design travel backpack, the 45 liter, which I don't carry. So when I hike, I don't carry this on my back. I carry my gear to a location, and when I traveled a lot, this was what I carried all my gear on the plane, because this bag fits in just about every overhead or underneath very easily, and it's really well padded, so I don't actually have to wrap up any of my gear because it's really well padded. But I will say that I carried it one day in Italy, in the Italian Dolomites, when we went for a hike and a shoot, like when we were there, and I carried it one day, and I said, yeah, can't do that. It's not a backpack. I mean, it's not a hiking backpack. It's a tremendous, it lives in my car, and I keep my gear there and swap it out between this. All right, so the day in Italy that I carried this, and I said, this is going to kill me if I have to go another week like this, I went into the little shop in San Cassiano and bought this, which is just a hiking backpack. It has no padding, but it's super light, and it's short. It's a 20 liter. It's short. I'm short-waisted. So the other problem I have with a lot of backpacks, and I have that problem with this one, which is not its fault, it's just the way I'm built, is that it rides down too low and sort of kind of bangs on my sacrum area, which is, not really my favorite thing. So this little puppy sits in just the perfect little spot in my back, and it's a super comfortable, lightweight strap, and it's nice support on my waist. So then how do I carry my gear? Well, I'll show you how I do this. All right. And you can pop in questions if you have them as we go. So I'm just trying to be methodical about this. So what do I keep in here? I've got batteries. I've got lens covers. I call them butt covers and camera covers. I've got filters. So I use LaCroix filters. I'll show you LaCroix. It's a fantastic company. I really, really love their filters, which I have in my other pack, which I'll show you. But anyway, and I like it because of the way it all snaps together, super easy. So why do I carry lens cover, filters with me? It's because mountain streams, mountain lakes, all that goodness. Wait, this isn't what I want. Actually, I decided to show you this now because we're on the topic. It's always awkward to come back. So this is easier to show you without the camera in front of this funny little thing. Anyway, so here's the filter holder. You can slide 2 filters in there. You can see 2 filters, and then you can stack them if you want more filters. The most I've ever done is 2. Anyway, what I like about it is I hate fussing with gear. Ask my husband. I'm just like, I get this look on my face and I hand it to him because he's really good with his hands. Oh, that just really sounded weird, didn't it? Anyway, so he's a gear techie guy. I can't stand it. Plus, a lot of the times I'm photographing when it's really cold in the winter, and my hands don't work right because they're cold. Even though I wear gloves, it's just the fine motor control isn't so good. So anyway, this thing has this snifty little. You see those little tabs here, thing. Okay, filter ring. That's easier on the camera. It just snaps in like that. So when it's on the camera, boom, now it's snapped. Now you slide your filters in. So some people say, oh, it's just this cheap little plastic thing. And I'm like, I love that. It never breaks. I never lose screws. Nothing gets frozen. It always works. I can do it under any conditions. I can put this together. And then this just simply, threads on. So you got to have the right size. This happens to be a 67 millimeter. So there you go. Freaking love LaCroix. Love. I also love their filters. Not that you can tell anything by looking at filters. So how do I carry them? I carry them with a, what do we call that? Mind shift. Because everything I do is geared toward weight because I don't want to be carrying a lot of weight. So this is super lightweight. This particular one I like. It's got 4 slots for 4, which is, I usually only, it's the most I ever use. So these are the filters. To me, for my eye and what I really love, I just love what they do. I mean, aside from, they're mostly neutral density. I actually have them all, but I have graduated neutral density, easy for me to say, as well. I tend toward just the neutral density more than anything, for whatever reason. Probably because I use it a lot on slowing down water, things like that. So that's my filter setup. I'm going through this bag right now because I keep all my peripherals here. What else have I got for you? A lot of lens cleaners, rubber bands, because you always need rubber bands. I do. I keep a flashlight. I have 2 headlamps. I've got one in one bag and this one in the other. Do I use a lens warmer? Nope, I don't. And I haven't been sorry yet. Knock on wood. Keep extra batteries. Yep, that's pretty, I have a bulletproof bar. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And of course, the ever popular, I have 2 of these, 1 in each bag, these rocket blowers for my, for the back of the lens, but also for never touch your sensor. It's very tempting. I'm going to show you my camera and why. What did I do with my... What did I do with it? My big camera. Oh, it's right here. So this is a Fujifilm. I'm a Fujifilm professional, Fujifilm X photographer. So I shoot Fujifilm. So this is a 100 GFX 100S. It is larger than full frame, and it's got a big honking sensor. I'm showing it next to my hand. So it's very tempting because you can really see what's on it, to blow on it, to wipe it. If you have a little speck, you just go, oh, I'll just flick it off, blow on it. I've done all those things, and I can tell you exactly why you don't want to do it because I've done it. Okay, even though I know better, I still did it. I blew on it and I spit on it, like little spittle, like just, And the sensor now is unusable. So I had to learn how to clean a sensor because of that. I never did that with any of my other cameras, and for some reason, I don't know what possessed me. I think I got a little cocky. I think that's what happens sometimes. You just go, hey, it's me. It's going to be fine. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I did. So I'm kind of embarrassed about that. Anyway, so yeah, so it's tempting. So it's big sensor, larger than full, medium format kind of camera. So right now I have a 32 to 64 on it. Lately I've been shooting, well, I don't know, it's been a mix. So the 4 lenses that on these kind of trips when I would take my car, and I can keep things in the car, I'll take 4 lenses because I can, because I don't have to carry them all. And then each location, unless I'm on assignment and have to shoot with a particular lens, in which case I don't bother with the rest because it's too tempting to go shoot with one of them. But if it's just me, then I'll bring 4. So it's the 32 to 64, the 23, the 100 to 200, the 120 macro. Boom, I'm in. I have always used Really Right Stuff. I couldn't get one for this camera. So this is a small rig plate, L plate. So it fits on my tripod, but I also pull the side out because I use it as a handle. It's a handy carrying tool. So I carry it like that all the time. And then I have on my Really Right Stuff plate, they actually, where is it? Here it is, which I have on my 50S. They've actually got it's right here. It's a special fitting where I can just plunk in a strap and carry it that way. But then I also keep the handle out here on my Really Right Stuff plate, which I actually prefer, but could only get the small rig. So there you go. This is my GFX 50S, which is my second camera. It has this handy little, which is nice because when your camera's down low, you can just go like that. And it also, both of them, you know, have a screen that flips out both from the bottom as well as when you're, let me see, how do I hold this? So you can see when you're in vertical, flips out that way. I cannot live without the dual articulating screen. Life is horrible without it. So there you go. This happens to have, what does it have on here? The 100 to 200, because that was the last thing I was shooting with it. There's this handy plate. I love this plate because when you loosen it here and it's on the tripod, you loosen this thing and you just go like that. So you don't even have to move it on the tripod itself. You just spin it around in its little thingy. I always say thingy for everything. Which plate is for your S10? Okay, so I couldn't get a Really Right Stuff plate for my S10, so I got a small rig for that one too. My husband has that right now because he's shooting video for me and he's using the S10 for it, so I can't show it to you, but small rig makes those. Right, so lenses, like I told you before, I bring the 4. And for the shoot I'm doing today, well, if I go with Plan A, I'll probably be using the 100 to 200 and the 32 to 64. If I go with Plan B, I'm thinking maybe the 23 if I'm up close, and then maybe the macro. So, you know, they're 2 completely different shoots. It really depends on where you're going, what you're after. So the other thing I like about my GFXs, which is a lot of fun, as I'll show you, is you have the ability, to change aspect ratio. And can you see that okay? Is that even in focus? I hope. I'll get out of the picture so it'll focus correctly. So you have these different aspect ratios, as well as whether you want it to be a large, you know, I shoot JPEG and RAW, so you can choose the size, you know, whether you want a medium JPEG or a small or a large, whatever. So anyway, I love these different aspect ratios because, no, how is this going to work here? Let me see something. Yeah, it's not going to be great to do it this way, but what the heck. So 4:3 is it's an aspect ratio. It's not necessarily, it's a ratio, not inches, but it's a measurement of. So like one of the ones I really love to use is this one. I don't know if you can see that. 65 by 24. So the thing I love about playing, because it makes this like panoramic size, and I could even flip this out so you can see it better. Makes this panoramic size image, which is really fun. And it's really fun because it makes you see differently. You get used to looking through your lens and it's always the same aspect ratio. Anything that's the same all the time, sameness kind of makes you kind of makes you do things by rote. So Loretta Young was an actress in the 40s. I know this because I was an actor, and a lot of you, like, that's ancient history. But one of the things she used to say is she always would put on her makeup in a different order every day, because she said as an artist, anything you do by rote, anything you do the same way over and over and over again is death to an artist, because it puts part of you to sleep. You just stop seeing, and it doesn't like reboot and refresh your creative mind. 4:3 may have been the old TV ratio. I don't know. Cameron, you are the man to look it up. Why don't you look it up and let us know, because I don't really know. Anyway, so I like doing these aspect ratios because they make me see different and they reboot my mind. And when I know, especially with macro, anything really, but when I have an idea that isn't quite like the idea is sort of here, but the frame is here and I can't get closer or whatever it is, I actually like to make it as close to what it's going to be as possible, because it makes me make better choices and it makes me be more specific. And making very specific choices and committing to them is key to an artist, especially a photographer. Tip of the day. So let me show you then. I'm going to move. I think we've got this. So this bag, this Peak Design 45 liter bag is kind of my workhorse haul around bag. Now this funny little thing, everybody's got a different way they want to work with a bag. I always tell my husband I'm a bag hoe because I have so many. I have just about every brand. I could probably design one. I could probably design 3 based on the same idea with variations. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm so opinionated. It's not even funny. So the thing I like about this currently is that it's super light. Even it's got stuff in here, but it's still super light. Has side pockets on the both. So I think side pockets both are important for water, for batteries, for, phone, whatever. And that's key. So this also has a little thing here which I keep my spare batteries. This is nice because it's easy to get into, as well as I can clamp it shut for, what have I got in here? Oh, look, a battery for Fujifilm Festival for my phone in case I get out there and need more power. Inside it's super simple. I just have a burr, burr, burr. And then since there's no padding, first of all, I don't abuse my backpacks. I don't throw them around. I don't, So I had to really think about it. I'm giving up weight, but I'm also giving up padding. How much padding do I need? What do you really need if you're going to haul your stuff out? So I made the choice to be careful and to use for padding, because they weigh like nothing, are these little, I think they're donkey. Let me make sure. Yep. Yeah. I think that's how you say it, donkey. It's this brand. It's probably backwards. Sorry about that. But it's DOMKE. Sidebar is, yes, 4:3 was the old ratio before we went widescreen. Well, look at that. So before widescreen TV ratio was 4:3. Where do you store your tripod when hiking on this pack? I will show you. I'm just going to finish showing you this, which is how I, if I do decide I need to, from carrying things that are going to clack around together, I just put it in this. The nice thing is it's flat. So they have 3 different sizes. So this is the medium one, I think. which fits my, what is this, the 23, GFX 23, or GF 23 millimeter. And then I just simply, Costa Rica's in the house, woohoo! So the furry side, you know, is out because here's the Velcro and it has to attach. And then, honestly, I make it like a little cone so I can, whoosh, I make my own little, I put it too tight, showing you. It was just perfect. It was perfect before I went and showed you. Okay. I should love it when people do that. It's your fault. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, so it's nice and padded, and then I can just whoop, pull it out. Away we go. I also, in the bottom, I have one of these, which is padded, which also weighs next to nothing, just to have a little extra padding on the bottom and the sides at the base. Plus, it makes the backpack have a little bit of shape, so it isn't just all like that. So it kind of has a nice bottom to it. So everybody likes a good bottom. Okay, so where do I store my? I'll show you where I store my tripod. Because my tripod, which I'll show you, is right here. It's Really Right Stuff. I have two Really Right Stuff tripods. This is the lighter of the two. This is the travel model. I think is it TVC 14, something like that. It's, you know, it's lighter and super versatile. It does this, and then, you know, it doesn't get super, super tall because, you know, if you're giving up weight, you're also giving up things like height sometimes. So I can make it a little taller that way, which I like. I personally put two of these plates on because if I want to switch, like if I want to put a pano head on here, it's a huge pain in my butt, speaking of butts, to unscrew. I don't like doing that. I have a little trouble, like I'm wearing this wristband right now for my wrist. Just especially in winter, the less I have to, you know, wrench on things, the better. So I can just pop this off, this ball head, just boom. And then if I want to drop another one in there, or a pano head or whatever, away I go. And then this one is for my camera, and the L plate goes in there. Now, how do I carry it? Well, let me show you. It's super cool because this is like a super smart, I think REI might make something like this. Like I say, I got this in Italy. It was not very expensive, as backpacks go, I should say. So I do a couple of things. It's usually, like, I'm having a hard time with this because of the angle I'm doing it, and probably, nope, I don't have anything in there. So I stick the two legs in there. The outside one, if you can see it, kind of sits on the outside. Then it has, it's always easier when there's more stuff in here, but it has this strap which hooks to here. Let's loosen it a little bit. Boom, cinch that puppy down, and away we go. If it feels unbalanced, I just shift my gear around so that it counterbalances nicely. And, you know, I can go all day like that. I really can. I don't, but I can. And what else can I tell you? One thing I prefer on tripods is I don't like flipping. I like being able to do this because, again, it all comes, for me, everything comes down to winter, because I'm not going to have a winter tripod and a summer tripod, okay? So in winter, again, my whatever the things going on in my tendons get a little flared up when I wrench on them. I trained horses for 45 years, so I have some, you know, things, and that's one of them. Anyway, so I prefer being able to just simply turn and pull this thing out because I wear gloves, and I can just literally lay this in here, let the glove, the friction of the glove do the work, and it always works. Carbon fiber, so it's lighter. UK is in the house. Hey, Jeffrey Dobbs, how you doing? Let's see. Would the small size be for the X series lenses? Small size of what? Oh, of the. So yeah, I should have brought all three sizes out. I do keep the small ones. I mean, I do use the small ones for the X series, smaller ones. Okay, X series. And what the question that's being asked is, what size of these? Okay, so this is a large. and I showed you the medium a second ago. I know you're asking about the small, or we're talking about the small, but this happened to be here. So, everything's sticking. Okay, so this is the large, and that fits my whole camera. Like I can put a GFX with a 120 macro or a 100 to 200 in this thing. I can put on a GFX, the GF 32 to 64 fits great in the medium, which I can use for X series as well. X series, the smaller lenses fit just fine in the small donkey. However, if you're like the 50 to 140 or the 100, my 100 to 400, if I wrap it up, usually takes a medium or a large. I have all three. So, but the 100 to 400 doesn't fit the small. 50, let's see, my 18 to 135 XF fits the small. It's kind of tight. Usually I opt for the medium on that one. So does that answer your question? Does that give you an idea? You just kind of have to, figure out your lens. But for X series, for the most part, small to medium works great. Super handy, super handy. And then if you want to do your whole camera, I'm just trying to think how I usually do it. Whole camera, X series, medium. If it's a smaller lens, will work. Yeah, cool, great. Okay, so the other thing I'm experimenting with, because I'm trying to shoot more video, and honestly I've always found that difficult because my brain likes to think one way and likes to go deep. It likes to get in the zone and go deep, and I usually do that with photography. So when it comes to video, then I have to shift gears unless I'm just using my phone. And for some reason I have figured that out. Except for this whole business, the problem is this whole business, what are you shooting for on the phone? Is it Instagram or is it everything else in the world, right? So vertical, Instagram only, horizontal, everything else. So what do? Shoot it twice? Decide in advance, and then what if you change your mind later? So a solution, there's some downsides to this, is my friend Frederick Van Johnson told me about this. I think it's reading it backwards, but it's the Insta360. As you see, it's very small, so I can put it in my pocket, and it is this little camera. I didn't bring the fitting with me, but there's a thing you can wear around your neck that you can pop this out. You can pop this out, and it magnetizes to this little thing, so you get a whole point of view thing going on, right? If you shoot, it shoots wide. It shoots really, really wide. But the benefit is that later you can crop it either vertical or horizontal because it shoots in, like, I think it's 4K. And it connects to your phone. It has an app on the phone. I haven't gotten super fluent in it yet because it's still kind of new for me. But the more and the other drawback with it for me is that I can't see what I'm shooting. But the theory is that, well, it's shooting so wide, you can crop it, which of course goes against all my artistic things. But anyway, I have had occasion where I thought I was getting everything because it shoots everything, and it wasn't. I didn't have it adjust. I had to do it again, shifting it down a little bit. So I think it's going to be a really good tool, especially for point of view. Like I'm out in the field, point of view, kind of showing what I'm doing sort of thing. That's why I got it. Now I've got to remember to use it. Because that's the next thing, is remembering to use the dang thing. Yeah, do try that with your tripod on the side there. You just may have to balance it so it doesn't feel like it's pulling you one way. This is no perfect system, but it's just, yeah. Anyway, so I don't want to talk anymore about backpacks. So that's going to be my little video, Scooby-Doo. And what else can I tell you? People often wonder about what to wear. Some people do. I say the ladies contact me like, what do I wear when it's cold? So what I'm wearing right now, these pants are Eddie Bauer, fleece-lined, whatever they are. They've got a nice pocket on the side. All of my pants have a nice pocket on the side. I can stick my phone in and other choice items. and I have these on today because I'm going to go to upper elevation. Yesterday I got a little tricked because there was an inversion, a temperature inversion. So it was cooler at 4,000 feet than it was at 6,000 feet. So I don't know. I'm bringing both pants today. So yeah, what else can I answer for you? That's my deal. The other thing, I'm going to be out all day, so I'm bringing food because, you know, I like to stay on a nice even keel and not have big energy swings. And so I made some chicken soup, bringing my chicken soup and plenty of water. Remember to hydrate. Have your plan, but, you know, do all your planning, but then be willing to be flexible. Not so flexible that you doubt yourself. I'm like, oh, this was a terrible plan. What should I do now? But if you see something better or get a better idea along the way, then go do that, you know, because out in the world, out in the landscape world, conditions change, situations change, and so do you. So anything else? Any other questions? I said my 2 cameras, GFX 50S, GFX 100S. And my 4 lenses, my tripod, my backpack. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I will carry sometimes when I'm out there, depending if I'm going short distances in between setups. The other reason I love my Really Right stuff is I can just sling that thing over my shoulder with the camera attached, and it ain't going anywhere. And I walk that way, which lightens the load in my pack. But if I'm going to hike a fair distance, then I stick everything in the pack. Okie dokie. So that's my dealio. I'm going to get out of here and go do some photographing. I hope you guys are today too. If there are no more questions, I'm going to let you go. Again, I'm just going to finish up by saying, remember, I've got 25% off if you have wanting to buy gifts for the upcoming season. Now is a good time on fine art prints. Gift cards are coming very soon, probably over the weekend. And you can just shop ahead and give somebody gift cards. And what else? Wild Horse Connection charity event is going on. If you want to donate to, it's not even a cause. It's not a cause because causes are like hopeful that something's gonna happen. They're already doing it. All I'm trying to do is support the work they're already doing because it's a volunteer organization and they don't make money for it. So. They do have donors and things like this, but yeah, I'm trying to put my art to work for very good cause, and I hope you'll donate. Hope you'll jump over there and just even throw $10 in the kitty. Trying to make $2,500 by the end of the month, and your donation makes a huge difference, and it'll be really fun to present it to them at the end of the month. Anything else? Subscribe to my email list because I got some cool things coming up only for subscribers. In the meantime, have a fabulous weekend. Love you guys. Thanks again for being here, and mwah to all of you. Take care.